options, tossing caution. I got he watching, gon' bang when I drop. I don't waste, I deposit the flow. All of that time that they stole, I waited patiently. Gave my heart, gave my soul. Legacy written in stone, ain't no erasing me. Back when I lost control, I got put out on my own. He made a way for me. My T, I'm from the road. I need my girl at the throne, faithfully praying for me. Ayy, the city code, I had to be bold. I could've been stole, we never was told. We had options. Sit to my soul, I'm missing the bros and digging them holes. We live in the gold, freedom falling. She too real, I might take a knee. Stay 10 toes, I can't fold, ain't no breaking me. And Jehovah been changing me. Could've been in them cages, now we on stages. I need a bay to fill the bank with me. Fast and pray for me. Feeding my flock, she do it faithfully. They do it lazily. I'm a young soldier, so it's war outside. Keeping that flame with me. He ain't see 40, cause that 45 gave him his angel wing. Missing my dog, it took my breath away. When he first left for cheap. You ain't my twin, you better step away. If you ain't gon' step for me, I got the spirit of the Lord inside. Why keep testing me? Cleaning my circle, had to organize. I don't do treachery.
Put on my peak coat, I belong to wherever we go. We is Nite, whoa. I'm with walk, this a seat, whoa. Follow my lead, bro. I can point you to the gates. You can sit and have a plate. I'ma show you what it take. Whoa. I know they wanna be fresh as me. I take that word and find destiny. I just get up, ain't no catching me. Big body bitch coming up the street. I know my life, it ain't up to me. Came in that thing with my woody, my brother, you know they come right, so don't test me, don't mess with me. I got finesse, so went back and finesse. I get that cheese and that guap and finesse. When you lippin' like me, he gon' leave you a message. I messed up again and went back and repented. I can't stop it now, cause he told me go get it. I've been through a lot and it's helping my vision. I hit the block and rock out cause I'm a Christian. On the block with the dope, but don't check me, don't check. You just sip out the cup, it was mud. In the trenches, don't boy get it out of. They killing my color like we don't need mountain. I'm reading the book, tryna fight out my bottom. In my head for the press, I can't get no more side. In my chest for the press, I can't get no more side. I won't go back on keeping my pose. I'ma stay down on all of my toes. I know they want me to fall. I know it. Put on my peak coat, I belong to wherever we go. We is Nite, whoa. I'm with walk, this a seat, whoa. Follow my lead, bro. I can point you to the gates. You can sit and have a plate. I'ma show you what it take. Whoa.
Used to ride on the bench, on no we ain't playing. Born and raised in the trenches, but we ain't stand. See that bird in the sky, oh no we ain't laying. We bring out all the glory, please understand. I was selling white garbage in other hand. Then that boy lost his life for 100 grand. Took the chain off his neck, left him where he lay. Knew it could've been me, now I'm with the plan. Stack up the blessing, had to learn a lesson. Surfing like a reverend, tryna say the hood. Rooted in glory, got to change the story. Yeah, I know I'm Christian, but I wish you would. My adolescent clutching on a weapon, had to keep it on you just to say we good. So wanna tell me, but you know I'm ready. I've been on the road, I hope you understood. It's endurance, now we gotta run it though. Lost some friends on the way, just as on me though. On the block, it was cold, ain't no dummy, bro. Lord and taught me cool, what time was coming though. Share my life, but I know I ain't done enough. Only felt like a light when the sun is up. Now I know I'm a light cause the sun enough. Big ol' blessings on me, I'm just thumbing up.
While I put on my peak coat, I belong to wherever we go. We is Nite, whoa. I'm with walk, this a seat, whoa. Follow my lead, bro. I can point you to the gates. You can sit and have a plate. I'ma show you what it take. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm about to step in the ring for the fight of my life. Hit my knees and I strap on my gloves. Boy, I've been prepping since like I was 7. And thing is, I'm already covered in blood. Walking in love, this for the ones who been stuck in the mud. Searching for hope. Trust me, I know what it feel like to drown on my problems, but God came and threw me the rope. Can't wait to look in his eyes. All of my life I've been battling lies. I found the truth and took off my disguise. Come for my head, I still live for the prize. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I was in the city going down, trying to blow. Everything changed when I learned to let it go. Hopping on stage, I ain't in it for the show. Only got one life. so I gotta let them know. Talk about real. I seen a man's whole bag heal. I seen a woman drooling out the mouth. I seen the demons in the cast it out. I seen my brother throw his whole vape in the lake. Seen smooth heal from the dark. I seen the spirit change my own heart. Can't tell it all, but this a good start.
K to the second letter. Who got the keys to the Jeep and the Hilla? They ain't never been realer. I am not shook, I'm a line chiller. My face blue still, I ain't never been stiller. Ooh, KB ain't gotta get bigger. Ooh, Southside sing killers, bring light to the dark spots. Wake up, I didn't make up this God, the divine concealer. On the bread of heavens like the red and black 11s, walking through the pearly gates. Popping through the most, I'm in the Holy Ghost. I'm looking like the Pope swerving raves. They gon' get the word today. I send a text back, never curved the fate. Jesus, curses break, slaves get freed and the words awake. Ever seen a dope dealer? Cold killer, gold brother crying on the floor with us. Cause your hoe hit him, had a hole in him, now you got a hole in it. Tell him the dead see here. We the new Israel, Israel, God really lives here. Watch the sin here, way more than 10. We begin here. We begin here. Put my hand on the Bible, the Lord is my witness that KB is closer than blood. I got that HGA tatted right next to my heart, so you know it's gonna always be love. Don't need no contracts or labels, you know we got him a seat at my table. Hovey little bro, so I'm willing and able. I keep some riders at home in the stable. Whoa, 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 I done told it all, but I still got more. Remember when the folks got killed next door? Partner told me, sell pills, not blow. Shorty told me, my career won't blow. Swear I don't care about the status. Why would I clout chase when God is my daddy? Take all my records, my money, my Grammys, I'm still gon' die richer than you can imagine. Jesus the king, I'm his prophet. Send me to Nineveh, I get it poppin'. They see an interview, swear I ain't with it. I say come see what I do in my city. From coolin' with Kendrick to walking through Romans with people in prison. Let me stop talking, cause man, I've been did it. Can't let my left hand on my right position. Y'all just gon' have to see when I transition. I can't tell it all, man. Let's go.
It's a rendezvous. Bust out the roof. Yeah. Bust out the roof. Gotta go meet God. It's a rendezvous.
Coming out that 33024, oh for show. Slamming on Cadillac doors, right when they thinking it's over. I put my feet on the sofa, recipe all the aroma. Centipede hundreds of soldiers. I bring the feels, the emotions. You can't even talk, need emoji. You can't even talk, gotta show me. The internet thinking they know me. That's why I don't post on the low key. That's why I put trap on the lo-fi. So when they hit us out here, oh my. Wait till we get up in SoFi. And I ain't have to wait in no traffic. And I ain't have to wear no laminate. Messing up the aesthetics of this fabric. I conjured up all the confidence needed. I cleared up my mental to see it. Only had to convince myself I would be it. Started from scratch, had to pick up the pieces. The road to the top full of roaches and leeches. I've been in the bottom, I don't need a reason. My hopes in the highest. My face in forever. I slow up the rap if I feel I wanna make a different point up in the session. I slowly battle depression. I know I'm one of the greatest, but God still got me on the wait list. That mean he's teaching me patience, and I ain't going nowhere without him. I'm back on my job like a day shift. Sleeping on me kinda dangerous.
Bust out the roof. Yeah, bust out the roof. Gotta go meet God. It's a rendezvous. Bust out the roof. Yeah, bust out the roof. Gotta go meet God. It's a rendezvous.
Yeah. The ruler's back. When I hop out, they're like, who is that? How they gon' hear if the music whack? Y'all little world, y'all too attached. I'm on the map. I feel like I wanna bat. All of that bragging is crap. I wanna see where y'all at. Who are y'all trying to impress by putting your family in debt? Me and God connected like Wi-Fi. That ain't praying hands, that's a high five. Y'all still saying y'all top 5, but y'all not mine. I keep it 100, I used to go hungry and saving my money to cop a new mic. The pockets were bunny, I needed a lift, but I knew he was coming on sight.
Bust out the roof. Yeah, bust out the roof. Gotta go meet God. It's a rendezvous. Bust out the roof. Yeah, bust out the roof. Gotta go meet God. It's a rendezvous. What you say better mean it.
Made a mess and guess who had to clean me?
And the worse that it get, it just making me better.
I sweat to succeed, so I put on my sweater.
Really roll like a cheater to get to the cheddar. Had the money as long as it can't have you. Can't just sit and wait on a number like it's a raffle. But all green ain't good green, all snakes don't rattle. Rendezvous party or two, I had trouble praying. No more prodigal moments, you know I'm staying. Wait on Jesus was worth it. He got me try to reverse it. They think I'm living my best life. I told them I'm just rehearsing. Give me an apron, I'm serving. Salvation free when I'm working. Bust out the roof. Yeah, bust out the roof. Gotta go meet God. It's a rendezvous. Bust out the roof. Yeah, bust out the roof. Gotta go meet God. It's a rendezvous.
They said my soul was up for sale, but I ain't never sold that. The truth ain't in the crew you claim if you was ever told that. She was a demon in a dress and I could never go back. Death is enemies with time and I can't get my bro back. Hey, all my sin was paid in blood, so I could never hold that. On the hill of Zion, if you asking where my show at. In the cross alone, as if you asking where my boast at. If you need some proof, just hit my line and I'ma show that. Okay, I had to go back south to 20 just to re-up. I flipped the package legal just to pay my lawyer fee up. Now I'm on Qatar 40,000 with my feet up. I pray to God to teach me how to show my enemy love. My day one saved me from the grave, so he forever G'd up. I might move back to the hood and lead the flock to Jesus. I was baptized in the pool of tears, my spirit cleaned up. I keep a pair of shades for when they speak your memory up. Remember they pulled up to the party with the sawed-off shotty. Now I'm in Pretoria eating biryani, kicking it with my posse. I came out of that foggy, don't know what it cost me. Only people on the fence can get crossed, it ain't no crossing me. I paid the fees from A to Z, I claimed a seat. Now I'm in the major league, and I'm giving praise to He. Had to taste defeat and face the heat, embrace the weak. Now I got His grace on me, I know what I aim to be. Demons lurking in the city at nighttime, catch you lacking, you skating on ice. I saw more than they see in a lifetime, I be gone if it wasn't for Christ.
Well, welcome everybody to Granger Students Hype Night. We've got everybody here. We've got middle school students here, including our new 6th graders. Welcome, 6th graders. You are now in middle school. You're joining us. Glad you're here. We've got high school students in here. There they are. We've got our awesome volunteer leaders in the room. We've got our parents in the room. Give it up for your parents and your family here hanging out. Here's what tonight's about. Tonight is a bit of a reunion. We're getting back together after an incredible summer you just saw a bunch of camps and mission trips and summer hangouts and all sorts of awesome stuff. And the school year's getting going. So tonight is an awesome chance to come back together, remember some of that awesome stuff that God did this summer, and also get ready to jump into the school year that's ahead of us. And so one of the best ways we can get started is just in thanking God for all he has done this summer through the incredible experiences we had together of growing together and taking our next steps. And one of the best ways to do that is through worship and singing truth about who God is and what he's done in our lives. So I invite you to, with as much enthusiasm and energy as you care to have, stand on up and join the band as they lead us.
but the mercy's wide, 'cause you're good on your promise. Come on! Take you at your word. If you said it, I believe it. See how good you were. If you started, you're complete it. Take you at your You spoke, and the chaos fell in line. I know, 'cause I've seen it in my life. It's a narrow road that leads to life, but I wanna be on it. It's a narrow road, the tide is high, you're part of the water. I'll take you at your word. You said it, I believe it. I see how good you were. You started, you're complete it. I'll take you at your word.
today, why don't you go ahead and find your seats. And while you're doing that, just say hi to some people around you. Introduce yourself to somebody new.
All right. Hello, hello. What a wonderful, wonderful time of worship. Can we just put our hands together and thank the band that helped us tonight? Absolutely. Oh, that's a standing ovation. Well done, well done. Hey, we're gonna get things going a little bit with a game. All right, games are something that we often play within Granger Students, and it's a simple reason. They're fun.
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question?
There's parents here tonight.
Yes.
Do parents get to play the game?
Yes, absolutely. And the parents are probably going to win, to be honest.
Okay.
Maybe. Come on, parents. I just vouched for you. You got to win. All right. Hey, yeah, we do play games often because games are fun, and we believe that fun is definitely a part of God's kingdom, and it's also maybe some ways to, enter into a space together that we can then engage in further conversation after you have some fun together, right? So we're going to play a game called Poser. All right. It is a game called Poser, and essentially, there are, 8 different poses. All right. And in a second, once I get through all the instructions, I'm going to invite you to stand if you are able, and then you will then pick a pose, and you'll strike one of these 8 poses. Okay. And the first couple of rounds, such as Buff City. There we go. These first couple of rounds, you are going to pick a pose, and you'll hit that pose, and then our pro presenter person, master in the back, is going to select one of these at random, okay? And if the one that you pick is up on the screen, you're out of the game, all right?
So
you
if your
do not want
pose
to
is
match.
what's on there,
You're out.
Yeah.
You do not want to match the pose that's up on the screen. I believe we've seen 2 of those. Let's see all 8 of them, just so you know what we got. Buff City. All right. Yep. You can practice along. Jazz hands. Perfect. The next one. Super jazz hands. This involves the legs. Yeah. Next one. Tarzan. So you're like holding onto a vine, calling out, oh. Yep.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Good.
Next one. The Duke. Like you're a cowboy in the West.
Do you know who is the Duke?
Dale Earnhardt? Was it Dale Earnhardt? Is it not?
No.
Who is it?
John Wayne.
Oh, John Wayne. Okay.
John Wayne
The
is
Duke.
the Duke.
I guess Dale Earnhardt would be this. Like
Yeah,
drive it.
that's a very different
Okay.
pose.
All right. Next pose. The Mind Reader. The Mind Reader. That's the pose that you could select. Next one. The Ninja. That's one of my favorites because I've never taken karate once, but that pose makes me feel like I could be pretty decent. Yeah.
Don't confuse ninja
Or the Spy. Yeah.
or the spy. Ninja and jazz hands are the spy.
Yeah. I have been a spy once.
Little James Bond.
Kidding. I haven't. I believe that's all of them, or do we have one more? That is all of them. Okay, so those are your 8 options. All right, before every round, you will see that picture to help remind you, and you have to select one of those 8. Again, you're trying to not pick the same one that's up on the screen. All right, and there is, John, a prize.
There is.
There is a prize. Should we tell them right now or wait?
Suspense is good. We'll just.
Yeah.
There is a prize. You'll find
We'll
out more
wait.
later.
Don't look over there, though.
In the blue bag.
Don't look over there. Okay, go ahead, stand if you are able, and we will get this
Parents, students, leaders, everybody.
started.
Stand on up.
Yes. So we'll give you some time
Go ahead, select your pose. Lock
Pick
it in, and then we will count you down.
Pick your pose.
All right, lock it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The spy. If you chose the spy, sit down. Sit down.
There was a lot of people pick the spy.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
because
guess
it's the
so.
last one, but there's a lot.
That was a lot. All right, lock in your next pose. Let's see all the options again. Which one you going with? You going with Tarzan? You going with the spy?
Pick the next one.
They wouldn't dare put 2 spies in a row.
You think it'd go back to the
Would
spy?
they?
Surely they won't do it twice
That
in a
seems like
row.
the safe bet. Going with the Duke. See a couple buff cities in the bag. Okay.
I see some mind readers out there.
Yeah. I'll lock it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Buff City.
Buff City.
Out.
Take a seat.
Buff City out. All of the muscles deflated. It's like, oh. All right, lock your next pose in. So we've done the spy and Buff City. A lot of options still. What are the odds? What are the odds of?
1 in 8.
Oh,
12.5%.
I wasn't good at math. I wasn't. All right, lock it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Buff City out.
Back-to-back Buff City.
Thought you were safe. Thought you were safe.
Got him.
All right, here we go. Next one. Let's see our options. The ninja seems pretty safe. I don't know.
Well, we haven't seen the Duke either. Old Dale Earnhardt.
True, little Dale Earnhardt. Now, they're definitely not picking Buff City a 3rd time.
No.
Right?
3 in a row is crazy.
It's like, hey, if you, students, do you still take Scantron tests with the bubbles? You don't have to fill in okay, let me just tell you. Back in the day, there's a Scantron, bubbles. If you saw 3 of the same answer in a row, you're like, that can't be true.
Can't be right.
That can't be right. One of those has to be changed. All right, you lock it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh! Oh my gosh! I'm sorry.
Savage.
I feel personally responsible for that.
I feel like you warned them. I feel like you're warning them there.
That's true. That's true. All right, next one. Your options. I'm not gonna suggest any.
Surely it won't be 4 in a row.
Surely, Buff City's safe, right?
I don't know. Anything could
I
happen.
would think. I mean, the odds are 1 in 8. You know?
The odds are 1 in 8.
All right, lock in your answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands. See, I knew it.
Jazz hands is
I
out.
knew they weren't going Buff City again. Jazz hands. If you had selected Jazz hands, you are out. You're out.
I'm not gonna lie. It looks like the parents are doing pretty well back here.
Yeah, definitely.
Parents are holding it down back here. Good
There's
work.
a big
Good work.
conglomeration of students right there, though. You guys are holding down the fort for the students. A lot of parents still out. Oh, and right over there. There you go, students. Good job. All right, here we go. Let's see all the options. Has Mind Reader been called?
No. Mind Reader,
I don't
Ninja,
think it's been
the
called.
Duke,
Is that Super
Tarzan?
Jazz Hands? Is that what that? Okay,
Super
good.
Jazz
good,
hands. We've really honed in on Buff City for a
Yes,
while.
yes. All right, lock it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Duke.
Oh, the Duke.
If you chose the Duke, supposedly John Wayne, then you're out.
Rather, you should know that. I have a picture of us at the John Wayne Airport by a statue of the Duke that looks
You're
just
right.
like that.
He's standing just
you
like
should
that.
know that.
Ah, tough. All right, here we go. Pick your next pose. Which one you going with? Which one you going with? Five, four, three, two, one. The ninja.
Ninja.
If you chose the ninja, what are they, John? They're out.
Yeah.
They're out. All right, let's see the next one. Let's see all of them. Pick your pose. Lock it in. Lock it in.
I wonder, will we see something new or is it a return?
True. Have we seen them all yet? I don't know. I don't think we have.
I haven't seen Mind Reader yet.
Okay. We have
Or
not
Super
seen them
Jazz.
all. All right, lock in your answers. See a couple ninjas, a couple jazz hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mind
The Mind
readers, a
Reader.
couple mind readers that were out there. Sit on down. All right, this is what we're gonna do now.
I think we should spice it up a little bit.
Yes. There's going to be 2 poses that get eliminated. So you'll see one of the poses and another pose. So the odds change now. How much?
2 out of 8. Or if you simplify, 1 out of 4.
Okay. Also known as 25%.
There it is.
Yep.
There it is.
So you know you're not only going up against one pose, you got to fight off 2 poses
Okay.
in this round. All right. So let's see them all. Pick your pose.
Big pose. 2 are getting knocked out. 2 are getting eliminated.
We're gonna see the first. Now, after the first one, hold your pose. You gotta hold it because you gotta see the second round. First round is Super Jazz
Super
Hands.
Jazz
So if you're
Hands.
Super Jazz Hands, sit down.
They're out. And Tarzan. Super Jazz Hands and Tarzan.
Super Jazz Hands and Tarzan. Out. All right, pick your pose. Pick your pose. You're going up against 2 rounds again. So lock in. We got a confident Buff City in the back. All right, lock in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First round. Jazz hands.
Jazz
Hold
hands.
it. Hold it.
Jazz
And
Hands out.
second round. Super
And
Jazz
Super
hands.
Jazz. No jazz.
No jazz. And a complete genre. None of it. All right. Should we switch it up again, John?
I don't see why not.
Okay. So here's the deal. This entire time you have been trying to not match the pose on the screen. But I just heard word from the booth in the back that they want you to match what is up on the screen. Now you'll get 2 options. We'll keep the 2 options so you got 2 chances to match. But you are trying to now read the mind of the magic person in the back that's pushing the buttons to move on to the next round. So let's see all 8. Pick your pose of which you think is going to match on the screen.
Try to match it up.
Let's see the first one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So
Buff
if you
City.
match Buff City, you're still in. If you match Buff City, you're still in. Now let's see the second round. And the
And the
Spy.
So Buff City and the Spy are safe.
That is. They're still safe. I think we should. Yeah, I think we should. If you're still in, come on up to the front. Line up right
Down the
up,
front,
right
right
up
here.
here, right on the floor, right on the floor, right up there, right up there, right on the floor. Come on, jump.
Spread out
There
down
we
the front
go.
there.
Right on the floor. A lot less parents now.
All right, something happened to the parents.
Yeah. Something happened.
You two are holding it down for the parents over here. You're the only parents left.
We got.
Yeah.
Yep. Got one parent over here.
Josh, I know you're a parent.
There we go. All right. Same thing. You got to match what's on the screen. You got two chances to match. Pick your pose. Lock it in. This might be the prize. Might be. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tarzan.
Tarzan safe.
If you picked Tarzan, you're safe. And the mind reader. Tarzan and or mind reader. You're still in.
And the parents are no longer in.
There we go.
Riley, let's tell them what they're playing for.
We shall we? Yes. In this wonderful bag, not only do you get a gift bag that you could repurpose and re-gift, which, hey,
The gift that keeps on giving.
that's huge. My wife loves those. We also have a couple gift cards. A gift card to Strikes and Spares, and a couple gift cards to Chick-fil-A.
Nice.
Yeah. John, what's the vision for this gift?
So here's the thought on this, because we got students, we got parents, we got families here. This is like a family fun night in the bag. You can get Chick-fil-A, you can go to Strikes and Spares, you can have fun together as a family, bowl. They've got new things at Strikes and Spares. I forget what it's called. It looks awesome. I looked at it online.
What? Ninja Warrior?
They've had that. There's something newer.
Bumper cars?
Newer than bumper cars. There's something brand new.
Whoa.
Yeah. I forget what it's called, though. You don't have to take me on my word.
So this is what you're playing for.
All right. That's what you're playing for. It's for your family.
All right. Select your pose. Lock in your pose. And you've got to match. You got to match one of the two. All right. 5, 4,
Pose.
3, 2, 1. Lock it in. The Duke.
The Duke's safe.
We got 2 that picked the Duke and the Ninja. The Duke and the Ninja. If you did not pick those, you're out. If you did not pick the Duke or the Ninja, you're out. Yep.
Final four.
Final 4. Can we give them a round of applause? Yeah. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, there's only one bag.
There's only one
So
bag.
we do have to find out who the winner is. Okay? Should we bump it up to 3 options? Or should keep it at 2?
I don't know. Let's just give it 2, see what happens.
Let's keep it at 2. All right, you got 2 options. Select your pose out of the 8. We've got
Oh, we
jazz
got jazz
hands.
hands locked in already.
And mind reader.
Got a mind reader there.
And
Spy. And Buff
Buff City.
All right, got 4 different
so
choices.
there could be a flat-out winner out of this since we have no duplicates. Lock it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, last second
Switch to
change.
jazz hands, and she matched it.
Oh,
Way
she went
to
super
go.
She went super jazz.
Oh, she was super jazz. No, you were jazz.
Were you doing
We're
jazz?
sticking
You
with
doing that
jazz
one?
hands.
Oh, the legs
You're
didn't
still
move.
in. You're moving on to the next round. Congratulations.
Okay.
Now you 2.
Jazz hands. Those, man,
You
last
gotta
second
see.
saved her.
It's gonna be close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Buff City
Buff
moves
City.
on. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
All right,
well
here we
done.
go.
Well done.
Lock in your pose. Lock in your pose. Let's see the 8. Let's see the 8. Going super jazz hands. Spy. My heart's beating for you.
I know. I'm so nervous.
I know.
And I have nothing at stake here.
Going Buff City.
Buff City.
Buff City Spy. Super jazz hands.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Duke,
Duke?
you are all safe. Wait, no.
What? No. They all
What am I
have one.
saying?
No one's won yet.
No one's won
One
yet,
chance
but there's
left.
a chance. I suppose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Super Jazz
Super Jazz hands.
wins!
Time to lift off. Never dropped the flow that they ain't bit off. They was locked and loaded when they slid off. Thank the Lord that they ain't fight that stick off. I know you returning like like a kickoff.
Well
Get the
done,
sent
well
off
done.
of me. Watch it
Hey,
rinse
thank
off.
you
You pay
all
me,
for
you a
playing
spin
that
off of me.
game
Check the
of
list on that
Poser.
handicap. Like a quick
And we're going to continue on with the rest of our nights with Mr. John Kine.
Here we are. My heart really is beating fast, and I wasn't even playing that. I was so nervous right there at the last second. Man, that was fun. Well, you guys, we did have an incredible summer in Granger Students. Just looking back, thinking through this last week, we had over 350 students at camps this summer between middle school and high. Who was at one of our middle school, high school camps? Who was there? Yes. We had so much fun, and it wasn't just the zip lines and the blobs and the roller skating, high school camp, you know what I'm talking about, the roller skating and the beach day. It wasn't just all that amazing fun stuff. When I think back on camps, I remember conversations had between campers and counselors. I remember seeing so many students make decisions to follow Jesus, make commitments to read their Bible more, to pray, to take steps in their faith. That's what I think about when I remember camp and how amazing it was. It was so incredible. And then we had hundreds of students come together for our summer hangouts. We had some fun with the inflatables. The Granger kids was so kind to let us use the new day camp inflatables and have some fun on those out there this summer. It was awesome. And we had some fun doing some meaningful devotions and time together there. And on top of that, then, we had over 40 students on mission trips, serving in Chicago and Florida. Where's the Chicago, Florida teams at? You guys, I know some of you guys are here. And also, we had almost 40 sixth graders who served here locally at launch. Where are the sixth graders at that served at launch? You guys are incredible. So many students serve on mission trips. And it's not just busyness in that. It's truly through our actions, through our words, conveying to our community, to Chicago, to Florida, how much those people matter to God. And on top of all that, then, too, there were so many students who served this summer, whether it's they served at day camp as a CIT or as a counselor. Many of you guys served at middle school camp. Some of you guys were actually on the camp staff for the whole month. You guys served in Granger Kids this summer. You guys served at launch. So many ways that you guys were just being incredible, doing all sorts of awesome stuff. It really was an incredible summer. And we're turning the page. We're going into a school year here now. And some of you have already been back in school for weeks and weeks and weeks. Some of you are still on summer break. And if they're cheering, it probably means they go to Edwardsburg. Because I think they have 6 more weeks or something. I think the rule is just when snow starts falling, they'll start. Oh, you start on the 6th of September. Okay, one more, okay. Meanwhile, Bremen's been in school for 2 months, I think, already. So good work, good work. So we're diving in. And one of the things I always remembered about this time of year as a student was kind of in that back-to-school season and all the back-to-school prep. Some of that was getting fresh school supplies, making sure you had all your 3-subject notebooks, your 5-subject notebooks, fun pencils, all that fun stuff. Back in the day, parents, you'll get this. We had our Trapper Keepers. Yeah. That was for you parents. Students are like, what? It was awesome. You just have to, especially when you get like the holographic prism ones, those were so cool. So you had all that stuff. We also always had, this time of year, the conversation in my household when I was a kid of my parents trying to convince me I need to get back on a back-to-school sleep schedule after spending the laughter. You guys know about that. After all summer staying up late, but it's still bright out till like 9:30. So that's part of this whole season. And then, I know for me, one of the things that always came about this time was back-to-school clothes shopping. Because when you're a student in teenage years, you grow a lot. I grew a lot. So I always had to go back-to-school clothes shopping this time of year. And I'm gonna get real honest real quick with you guys here. That part of back-to-school prep, back-to-school clothes store, it was super stressful. Because as a student, I always felt like when we were shopping for clothes, I was navigating where I was going to fit in based on what I was going to be wearing. That was just a reality I remember facing when I was a student. What you wore, the brands that you had on, meant a whole lot. Whatever you showed up to school in, before anybody even knew you, they were putting labels on you, they're putting names on you, they were assuming certain things about you. Because certain clothes got you in certain crowds. You wear the right thing and you're fine. You wear the wrong thing and uh-oh. And I remember there's times where if you dress too nice to school, you're a snob and you're uppity. Back in the day, they would call it, you're dressing preppy. Again, that's a term parents say. Parents, you guys remember that. We're all on the same age here. But if you dress too chill, like you're a slob, you're a mess, you don't fit in that. And so this was like a legit thing I remember in my student years. And honestly, at times, it could feel like playing this game of poser. Just trying to guess what is going to work out for me here. What could I do? How could I show up for school where I would fit in and not get out? It was kind of, I remember this. And it wasn't just the clothes, though, either. It was getting at the right lunch table. I remember this at Riley High School, where I went to school, of making sure I could get to the right lunch table, sitting with the right people. It was about how much or how little we participated in class. Participate too much, and you're a teacher's pet. Participate too little, and people kind of like, you don't even know what's going on. You don't have a clue on this whole thing. You're excluded from projects. It was a real thing. Showing up to games, Friday Night Lights, football games, basketball games, pep rallies, all this stuff, just showing up for that. Who'd you show up with? Where'd you sit? It was a whole deal. And it was a huge issue, not just year to year, but whenever I went to a new school. That first year, going from 8th grade to high school in a whole new class and a whole new thing, I felt in middle school and high school this pressure to fit in. And at times, feeling like a poser, just trying to do whatever it took to fit into the crowd around me. And this is something that we can really all honestly wrestle with. It's something we always face. Where am I? Where do I fit in here? Who am I? And students, I'll let you know a little secret. It's not just teenagers that go through this. Seriously, have a conversation with your parents. There is that temptation. There is that thing to wrestle about. How am I going to fit in? I got a new job. Oh, how's this going to work out? I got a new boss. Moved to a new town, getting to a new neighborhood. We all wrestle through this whole thing about who am I and where do I fit in? And how does this work out? And we're all tempted to walk this tightrope of being myself and just trying to fit in so I can get through this. And there's someone in the Bible who also walked this tightrope. His name was Zacchaeus, and he didn't do a very good job at this. I'm going to read just a few verses from this passage. It's Luke 19. If you have a Bible up on your phone, you can look at it, but I'm just going to read a couple verses real quick. It's Luke 19. And you may be familiar with this, but just for context, here we go. Luke 19, verse 1 says that Jesus entered Jericho, and he was passing through. And a man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector, and he was wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead, and he climbed a sycamore fig tree to see him, since Jesus was coming that way. So let's pause there for a minute. The background on this. Zacchaeus didn't fit in anywhere because he was a Jewish man. So ethnicity, your culture was a huge deal. That's where he would have fit in. However, he chose a profession of being a tax collector, which means he kind of went with the Roman government, different ethnicity, different culture. And what he did was he collected taxes on his people. And the process for all that was to take what was needed for Caesar and take whatever else you wanted for yourself. And so the fact that he was wealthy means he discriminated against his own people and took extra money. So he didn't fit in with the Jewish people anymore. And he didn't really fit in with the Romans, even though he was being the tax collector over here, them, because they didn't want anything to do with the Jewish people. It was beneath them. And so here you have this guy Zacchaeus, who he is playing, he's playing poser. He is trying to fit in each place he goes to, but he just doesn't. And then he hears about this Jewish rabbi, this guy named Jesus coming through town. And he says, I got to see him. I got to see what's going on with this. And so he runs up in a tree. Imagine, this guy is like a very successful, wealthy businessman. And he runs and climbs up in a tree, which would have been a sight to see. And then here's what happens next, just the next few verses. And this is the main thing I want us to get tonight. It says, when Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today. So he came down at once and welcomed him gladly. And all the people saw this, and they began to mutter, he is going to be the guest of a sinner. And this is what's interesting in this whole passage. Maybe you've seen this before, maybe you've read through this before. Jesus called him by his name. Jesus looked at Zacchaeus and called him by his name, by who he truly is. Everyone else called him by what he did and how he had wronged them. Everyone else saw his actions. Everyone else saw his sin. Jesus saw him for him. And so students, as you start a new school year, I just want you to hear me say, I just want you to know, so badly I want you to know this. You are so much more than the brands that you wear. You are so much more than the team that you make and the team you might get cut from. You're so much more than your report card. You're so much more than your lunch table or the social circle that accepts you one day and then next week you're out because you messed something up. Students, you are so much more than that. And I just want to tell you, like, coming to you from the future, because I just told you all how I wrestled with that in middle school and high school. And I've spent the last 20 years of my life hanging out and walking with students towards Jesus. And it's a different day. You guys don't get as excited about Trapper Keepers as your parents and I do. But you go through the same stuff of trying to fit in. And so I just want to encourage you with the fact you don't have to play the game. You don't have to walk that tightrope feeling the pressure of, can I actually be who God's made me to be? Or do I have to do X, Y, and Z to fit in wherever I'm at? You can really learn to be who God has made you to be. And in doing so, you get to experience the fullness of life that Jesus talks about. This richest experience of what God has for you in your lives. And you can realize that he's got you, whatever comes next. And you don't just believe me on that. There's this beautiful passage from the book of Isaiah, chapter 43. And here's what it says. But now, this is what the Lord says. He who created you, Jacob, he who formed you, Israel, do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I'll be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. Jesus is saying, you're not your labels, you're not your mistakes, you're not your teams. I've redeemed you. You are mine. I love you for who you are. And he invites us into this fullness of life. And so a big prayer and hope of mine this summer, as I've hung out with students and at middle school camp or high school camp, we talked about some of our hopes for this next year. One of my hopes and prayers is that Granger Student Ministries, anytime we're together for GSM stuff, whether it's Sundays or Wednesdays at Elkhart or retreats, that this would truly be a place where you feel like I can be who God's made me to be. I can follow Jesus here. We don't have to play the games here. We can leave all that stuff behind and we can walk together into the fullness of what God has for us. That truly this could be a place where we encourage each other to take our next steps towards Christ, and we get to do that together. And that is a hope and a prayer that has been on my heart this summer for you guys and what I wanted to share with you tonight. And so I would love nothing more than to pray for us and to pray for this year ahead. So why don't you join me in that? God, thank you for this incredible summer. God, I always want to start prayers thanking you for what you have already done. You've already been so faithful. We've experienced you in incredible ways. At middle school camp and high school camp and serving at day camp and launch and Florida and Chicago and hangouts and so many other conversations, so many other times connecting with one another. God, you've been so faithful throughout this summer. And all the amazing ways that we get to serve every weekend and to be a part of the weekend services. God, you have been moving in amazing ways, so we are grateful. And God, I just ask that as we move into this next year, God, you would help us. You would help us navigate the way that you would have us live, that we would rest confidently in who you say we are. You call us your children. You call us redeemed. You call us masterpiece. And so God, may we rest fully in that, knowing that that's who you say we are. And God, would you help us to navigate the halls of our schools and our locker rooms when that's just not the culture around us. And God, that through Granger Students, you'd give us friends, you'd give us peers, that we could do this thing together. Because we're not called to this life alone. God, may we just step into a year where we experience more of the fullness of your presence. That we would just experience life in you. Life to the full that you promise us. And God, give us joy and friendship in the journey ahead. God, thank you for these students. Thank you for their families, their parents, for the leaders that are excited about the year ahead. God, bless us as we step into this next school year. And may we experience